Hey everybody, I'm going to show you how to code your own balloon today so that you can write your own questions, and then as people answer your questions, pixels are going to appear creating the balloon. So it's really fun. If you want to code along with me, you can get this balloon by clicking on the link in the description below. It'll get you this template, but you can also just watch this video and I hope it helps you code your own pixel art too. The first thing that we're going to do is make sure that we're set to 75% up here so that we can see everything on the screen. The next thing is to write our questions and answers. You do that just by clicking in the box and typing a question, and then please answer it as well. So you can go ahead and pause the video and you can write your questions and your answers. Now I have my questions written and my answers written, and I'm going to get ready to start coding. We are only coding the answer boxes. We're going to code it and tell the computer if someone puts a 9 in this box, for example, then I want it to turn a certain color. And if someone puts a 28 in this box, then I want this box to turn a certain color. So we're only coding these boxes, and then we're just going to attach some of these other pixels to that box, but the code will be written here. When you are coding, you're going to tell the computer 3 things. So you're going to tell the computer the column and the row of the box you're talking about so that the computer knows which one it is. And then the third thing is you're going to tell it what needs to be in the box. So column, row, and answer. For example, this box is in column B, so I'll tell the computer column B. This box is also in row 4, 5, 6, and 7, but for the code, I just put 4. You put the first one. So I'll tell the computer I want to code this box. It is column B, row 4, and the answer is 9. When I come down to this box, I'll tell the computer I want to code box B8, and the answer is 28. For this box, I'm going to tell the computer B12, and the answer is Broncos. So those are the 3 things. You're telling them the column, the row, and the answer. And here's what the code actually looks like. So it's all those things I was just saying, but you're going to put in a couple symbols too. The code is equals $column, $row equals answer. Now I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to code this box here. So I would tell the computer equals $B, $4 equals 9. And then I'm going to pick a color that I want this box to turn. We have 5 different colors in our balloon here, so I'm just going to pick one that's easy for me to see. I'm going to do the lightest red. And I always like to find the red in the paint bucket first, just so that I know what red I'm working with. It's a custom color. It's the 4th one in. Great. Now I'm going to click on the box I'm actually coding, which again is the answer box. I'm going to open the coding window by clicking on Format, Conditional Formatting. And here it is on the side. I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. The first thing to do is to pick the color I want that box to turn, which is this color that I was just looking at. The next thing is to write the code. Oops. All right, so to do that, I'm going to click and come all the way down to Custom Formula Is, and this is where I write the code. It is equals $column, and that's the column of this box. So B, $row, and it's 4, equals answer. In my case, it's 9. You're going to put whatever your answer is. If it's a number, do it just like I did. If it's a word, you need to put quotes around it, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. Now, technically, this box has been successfully coded. When you click on it, you can see the code is here. That's how you open it back up. And I told the computer, basically, if there's a 9 in this box, turn it red. If there's anything else in this box, don't turn it red. So the code works. What I want to do now is open that code and just add in the light reds from the design. So the code is for this box, but I'm going to bring along the pixels from the balloon. To do that, I'm going to click on Apply to Range and click right here. Slide this over. Now it already has this big red box. That's what the B4 to B7 is. And I want to add in some or all up to you, but I'm going to add in the rest of the reds, the light reds. I don't want to lose this 9, so I'm going to hold down Control, and then I'm just going to click on the pixels that I want to add to the existing code. If you click on one you don't mean to click on, just click on it again and it will deselect. And I am holding down Control as I do this. If you're on a Mac, you're going to hold down Command, and that allows you to click on new pixels without losing the other pixels. Once you've clicked on everything you want, lift off of Control, and I'm going to do 3 things. The first thing I'm going to do is hit OK on the data range. Then I'm going to hit Done on the code. Step 3 is very important and easy to forget. Come up to the paint bucket and hit Reset. Now we can test it out. So click off of it because everything was selected. Click back on the 9, hit Delete or Backspace. It disappears. Put the 9 back in, and you have to click off of it for it to activate. There they are again. Great, that one worked. But I don't want to keep it right now. Keep the code, but I'm going to delete the 9 because otherwise I can't tell what I've done and not done. All right, I'm going to keep going. So I think for the next one, I'll do the black. And to do the black, I'm going to take a look at it. I mean, it's black, so that one's not hard to find, but it's good to always take a look at it first. Click on the box you're actually coding. And you can see that there's no code for this box because we did code that box, but we haven't coded this one yet. Click Add Another Rule. And now we do it all again, starting at the bottom. Pick your color first that you want it to turn. And a lot of times, if it turns black, I'm going to go ahead and change the text color to white too. Now click here, go all the way to the bottom, Custom Formula Is, and write your code. Again, telling the computer the column and row of this black box, and telling the computer that I want it to have 28 written in it. Equals $column, that's B, $row, that's 8, equals 28, that's the answer. Now that's successfully coded. That box will turn black and the text will turn white if there's a 28 in it. But I also want to bring along the black from the design. So I'm going to click here, slide this over. You can see that 28 box is still selected. That's important. I want that as part of the code. Hold down Control or Command so that you're then just able to add to the range. And you can see as I click on these little pixels, it's adding to the range over there. All those little pixels are being added. Lift up on Control, and I'm going to do my 3 steps. Try to think if you can remember what the 3rd step is. So hit OK on the range, Done on the code, and reset the paint bucket. If you don't do that, then those pixels will stay black and you'll have to delete them one by one. But you can see when I delete that, they go. So now I can test these out. You have to click off of it before the code will activate. Looking good. Now I'm going to do some of the red, this regular red. And there's a lot of it, and I have a lot of questions, so I'm not going to do all of it. I'll do like a few of them. First, let me figure out where that red is located. Okay, it's the first one. Good. And now I'm going to click on the box I actually wanted to code, which is this box. I'm not coding the little pixels. I'm coding the answer boxes. Come over here and click Add Another Rule. Starting at the bottom, we're going to pick our color. And then we'll write the code telling the computer the column and row of that Broncos box and telling the computer that we need it to say Broncos. Equals $B, $12 equals Broncos. Now, you might remember I said earlier that if your answer is a word, you just have to put it in quotes. It won't work unless you put it in quotes. You only have to do that for words. You don't have to do it for the numbers. Now I'm going to click on this. Slide it over, hold down Control, and I'm going to select some of this kind of cherry red. And I am choosing to pick pixels that are kind of scattered because then it's more fun when it appears. You can see there's a slightly lighter red there too. And let's see here. If you don't click on the right one, you accidentally can't, or like you can't tell the difference, like, oh, this red and that red are very similar. It's not that big of a deal because that's just for like artistic shading purposes. It's still going to look like a balloon if part of it is a slightly different red or that you click on the lighter red. It's not the end of the world. So don't worry about it too much. Now that I've selected a fair amount of my red, I'm going to click off of control and do my 3 steps. Hit OK on the range, done on the code, and reset the paint bucket. Okay, I'm going to do one more box and then I'll speed it up. I do want to say that I just realized that I didn't have these labeled correctly over here, so your copy will be correct, but mine wasn't. There are 4 different reds. We've already done this lightest red, and we did a little bit of this cherry red. For my next one, I'm going to do the light red, and I've chosen to do all of it, and then as I get down, I can kind of split the red up and the dark red up more. So this light red here is kind of this highlight on the balloon. That's right here. And then most, if not all, most of the confetti here. So I'm going to do that color next. Let me click on that light red. It's kind of a tricky one to see. It's the 3rd one in. So now I know where to find it. I'm going to come back to the box I actually want to code, which is this one, over to the coding window and click Add Another Rule. Starting at the bottom, I'm going to pick my color. And now I'll come all the way down to custom formula is, and I'll write my code. Equals $B $16 equals 12. There's the code. And now I'll click on the range. I'm going to hold down control and select this lightest red. So when you kind of get going, you have to make the decision, do you want to do all of your reds right now? Do you want to split it up over a few questions? Because there are 9 questions and we had 6 colors. So some of the colors you will want to split up, like I did with that cherry red. I'm going to split that one up a couple more times so like a little bit appears each time. So you don't have to do the entire color, but you just want to keep track and say how many colors do I have left so that some of them get split up. Okay, lifting off of control, I'm going to hit OK, done, and reset. Then I'll delete that. So I only have 3 colors left. I have the red, which is most of the balloon and a couple of confetti pieces. I have the dark red, which is the shadow and these here. And then I have this dark gray here that looked almost like black. And I might have even left a black in there, but that's fine. I'll just make it gray. It's not a big deal. Since I have more questions than I have colors, I have 5 questions and 3 colors, I'm just going to split this red up a bunch. So I'll do like red, and then I'll do all the dark red, and then I'll do a little bit more of the red, and then I'll do all of the gray, and then I'll do the rest of the red. So I'm going to split up this kind of cherry red between 3 different questions so that the balloon finishes on time. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video now, and I'm going to keep coding, and then we'll check in at the end and see how it looks. All right, when it's all coated, the pixels should be gone. If you left any behind, I have a video right here called like Pixel Art Common Mistakes, and it'll show you how to deal with any of the most common mistakes that may have happened. So you can check that out, and it should help you. Also leave a comment below if you want help with something specific. But when you're finished, it should look like this. And if you keep the coding window open over here, you can see as I cycle through that every single box is indeed coded. And let's go ahead and put our answers in and watch our balloon appear. And there it is, super fun. So again, you can get this balloon if you click on the link in the description below, and you can code it along with me. You can also just use this video to help you code your own artwork as well. And these videos here, the troubleshooting video, is available on my channel too if you go to the Pixel Art playlist. So I hope this is helpful to you, and thank you for watching.